Right, I want to. This content has the potential to upset people. Okay, right now I'm talking about addiction and 12-step. Right now, this statement is really gonna upset some people. Right? Okay, right. Is 12-step spiritual? It can be and it might not be. Right. The reason why. Right. Let's go with why it has a high potential not to be spiritual. Right. Yes. Let's say it's spiritual, right? What I'm saying is it has a very, very high capacity to be ungodly. Right. Step number 2. Choose your own concept of God. Choose your own God, right? Now, there's a number of people who well, their sponsors tell them. When I was in AA 5 years, right, leading meetings, chairing meetings, doing treasury, doing tea and coffee, doing service, doing hospitals and institutions, and 12 principal meetings and all this sort of thing, right? Conscious meetings and all that, right? Going to retreats and conferences and yeah. So, right. Why it has a high potential to be ungodly. Okay, right. Now, this is going to upset some people. So, is it godly always? Remember, this isn't a religious program, it's a spiritual program. That's what they say, yeah. It may be spiritual. It is spiritual, right? But is it always godly? Right now. So sponsors say, choose your own concept of God. It could be the chair, the grandma, the tree, the dead person. It could be the group. It could be the group. The group could be your God. Bearing in mind, in that group, there's drunks, there's alcoholics, there's injectors, there's clean people, there's unclean people, there's smokers, there's sinners, there's ex-prostitutes. Everybody's in there. They could be pedophiles. Some of them might be potentially ex or continuing. And so then, therefore, if they are your God, or if the tree is your God, or if grandma's your God, then it's not godly. The tree does not have the power to give you a new way of life. Yeah. Dead grandma does not have the power to give you a new way of life. But, right, this is why I'm making this video, right? I just made a video about learning new pathways, new habits and things like that, right? New habits coming out of like a life of hopelessness, give up all the time, never turn up, never be able to deliver, feel hopeless, old habits, old self, let's get into a new self. Well, maybe a new bunch of people can, right, teach you new habits. Okay, I'm not promoting 12-step, but what I'm saying is quite often it's ungodly, but 12-step meetings, AA, all them things, they have a reputation for being quite successful. Because let's say I run a professional organization and I've got these 12-steppers. They're like 3 months clean, 6 months clean, a year clean, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years clean. And then he helps him and she's helping him. And then this one's helping that one. And whoa. That's like, it's got a success rate now. Right, so this is what I'm saying, right? If you was to do the 12 steps without incorporating any concept of God, you would have a recovery because you are, if you're in a good program, right, you're developing new habits, you're turning your thoughts to other people instead of yourself, you're practicing new things, you're told to do things like homework, or go and help somebody, or go and apologize, and then you do it. When you do it, you feel better, and then guess what? You've got to do it again, and then again, and then again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, for the rest of your life. If you want to stay clean and sober, you've got to keep doing these things to stay spiritually fit, they call it, or clean and sober at least. Do you know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about now. Is the principle, right, of practicing new habits, doing something better than you've done before, doing something different, maybe doing something for others, maybe doing something that you've never done before, e.g. applying for a job, didn't get that one, but you go on to apply for another 5 to 10 jobs, and you're going to get better at it, and you're going to get that job. It's as simple as that. It is. So sometimes what I'm saying is, I say sometimes, high percentage, because I've met a lot of 12-steppers. Rarely do they believe in Jesus. Rarely do they involve their spiritual walk with any form of religion. It's often their concept, how they understand it. Bearing in mind, their minds were completely screwed up before they come into meetings. Now they're in meetings and they've got to rely on their mind to choose a God. So basically they're creating a God of their own. Yeah. They've just spent 30 years destroying the world, destroying themselves. Now they come into a meeting, they've got to create a God. But that's not the emphasis of this video. The emphasis is, if you practice good habits, if you find healthy people to be around, and you say sorry for the things that you've done, and walk forwards with them people, and aim to do good, then you will start to live a better life. That ain't godly, but it's still better than active addiction. It's abusing people and destroying yourself and the world. So I'll end it there. I hope there's some kind of hope in this for those who are not accepting Jesus, are not accepting the truth. That's too big a thing, but they know there's something that they got to do to move away from addiction. So yeah, there's two separate things going on. What's coming out of my mouth? There's recovery. If you want recovery, yeah, you can get it. If you want salvation through Christ, that's a totally different thing. I cannot tell you. I can't. Yeah, that's through God. It's through Christ alone. But if you want a recovery from drug addiction one day at a time, that is very, very achievable through forming new habits and doing that one day at a time. Quite often completely ungodly, but it works if you work it. So continue to, if you want to know more, if you're going to give me some hate, then give me some hate. That's fair enough. Vent your thing. I was in 12 steps for 5 years, and I left it because I read about Jesus being a healer, and he says healed, healer, healed, saved, salvation, restored, redemption, and I said, if you're real, that's what I want. And if you're not real, then I'm going to find out, and my recovery will fail. And I walked away from the 12-step religion that I was in. So, and I found a godly way, and that is the way of Jesus. So Yeah, I hope there's something in here that might help somebody. God bless. Love to hear your thoughts.